Comedy is dying. Stand-up comedy, that is. What's up, everybody? It's Luther, bringing nothing but love and positivity. You know what? I'm gonna say I love you guys, because I do. I love everybody. But it makes me sad that comedy's dying. A slow death. What's up, everybody? Welcome to my new segment, But What Do I Know? Where it's a conversation, where I talk, and you listen. Very one way. But you can leave comments down below if you think I'm wrong, if you want to build upon my thoughts and goofy shit, if y'all guys want to conversate, I highly recommend that. In this new segment, I'm basically going to be taking my time just chatting about things that I have going on inside of my brain. So shit that I think about all the time, you know, thoughts, opinions I might have. So I'm not out here trying to say that I'm right. I'm not out here trying to say that I know better than anybody. Most of this shit's not researched. It's just me spitting the shit, talking the shit, shooting the shit. That's what I was going for. But anywho, back to the topic. Stand-up comedy is dying. Slowly. But before I jump into my reasons, let me just explain a little bit before I go into it. Times change, and I'm aware of that. I'm not like thick. I mean, I am thick. I got that cake, baby. Yeah, I'm not thick. I understand that, times progress. Ways of expressing certain media changes, things become relevant, fall out of relevance, things evolve, comedy evolves, okay? So like, I'm not stupid, but that's why I'm having this conversation, Again, it's just a thought. I have my reasons, 6 of them, as into kind of like why comedy's changing and why stand-up ain't so relevant no more, you heathens. Reason 1. Don't worry, it's a pandemic. We ain't gonna waste this shit. Lemons. Memes are a lesser form of comedy, in my opinion. Pause. Let me explain. Memes tend to be very relatable. It is a relatable form of comedy, or it's an exaggerated, funny joke and gesture. However, because it's on the internet, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all that shit, anybody can make it, anybody can post it up, so everybody today is a comedian and everybody's taking a crack at it. So some shit's funny, some shit's not funny. So what the memes leads into is the fact that we're consistently all day being barraged with this minor form of entertainment, this low quality fucking jokes. Like, how many of y'all, open a meme, your friend's like, this is fucking hilarious, brah. You read it and you go, LMFAO, bro. Like, everybody does that. I do that shit all the time. But like, we don't find it hilarious. We don't find it funny, not on the ground fucking stitches. Or I'm just a cynic and I don't laugh at shit no more. So yeah, because like we have memes and like a form of comedy on our phone all day long, we are consistently being entertained. It's not as if we're going to this event to go and laugh. We're consistently, giggling and smirking and laughing stuff throughout the day. Most people are gonna sit on their phone, on TikTok, on Instagram, maybe Twitter. I don't really think Twitter's funny. Twitter seems to be a sad place to me. But on a social media, looking at the memes, you get videos, you get funnies, you get the comedy with the algorithms that work for you. We're being fed the shit we fucking want. We're all sheep, we're all getting the stuff we want, and it's great. Reason 2. Les mêmes conséquences. I don't know the French word for consequences, so I just tried to make it sound French. Yeah, we live in a microwave society. Big time. So having memes as an instant form of entertainment and comedy and, honestly be our like news source as well. Few people are gonna sit down and watch an hour 20 special. I watched, when I was younger, a 2-hour special where there was like a literal intermission in the break by Lee Evans. If you're still a fan of comedy and you wanna go see that, I'd say go check it out. I'm not gonna leave a link. I'm not gonna do that. You're adults. And honestly, I wouldn't know where to find that. So if you really want to watch it, go find it. If you don't, in that there was a literal I believe an intermission, because I watched the full special. He did an hour or like 45-minute piece. There was an intermission, and he did another piece, and then he even closed with the motherfucking song that he played on the piano. That's like talent. But yeah, nobody does that no more. So what's it matter? People nowadays, just wouldn't sit through that. They just don't want to. Everybody today has ADHD. Fuck the people who actually got it. Everybody got it. Everybody can't focus on shit. I actually got it, and I can learn to focus. But that's a conversation for another day. There's a few, of the legends still out there, like Dave Chappelle and a few others that still do stand-up comedy, but like, again, in my next reason, I'll explain why they don't as much anymore. Reason number 3. So to basically articulate this reason, there is a low hang on. Let me read this off my script here. There is a low threshold for jesting on controversial topics. Basically, the translation is people are too sensitive. People are entitled to be offended by the things that they hear. You don't necessarily need to go to someone who's probably going to talk about those things, or comedians tend to talk about controversial topics. So that's a conversation in and of itself. But in today's society, it's become taboo to speak on certain topics. Certain things have become unacceptable to talk about, and I guess, for a comedian, that makes it hard to do your job. If you're not allowed to talk about something, and you're not allowed to explore those taboo topics, and, poke fun of them, and, dance on that line, you can't do your job. You can't do it well, at least. You can't take up an hour of somebody's time standing on stage. And for all you extremely sensitive folk out there who felt the need to always say something, man, fuck you. You ruined it for the rest of us. I hate to be that guy, but somebody needs to say it. We all need to say it. We all need to live by this code. If a comedian's saying something, it's a joke. It's a joke. It's not a joke if it's followed up by, oh, it's just a joke, bro. But if you just say some shit and it's supposed to be funny, it's a joke. Don't get offended. You don't need to write a letter. You don't need to leave a comment. You don't need to write a tweet. You don't need to tell your folks. You don't need to bitch about it. It's okay. You'll be okay. Because it's okay. Because it's a joke. Just don't be a Karen. Just don't be a Karen. If you're whining about it, you're a Karen. Unless you want to be a Karen, there needs to be Karens out there. But don't be a Karen. You don't have to be. You don't need to choose that lifestyle. It doesn't need to be you. So I'm gonna be real for a minute. I'm gonna pop off on Netflix. I'm gonna shoot a couple shots at the big red end. So this is what Netflix did wrong. Netflix basically broke the leg of the horse. So if you know anything about horse racing, if a horse's leg breaks, they cap that thing. It's done. It's over. It dies. So that's what Netflix did. Netflix fucked it up because they started giving everybody a motherfucking special. Not every comedian deserved a special. There's too many comedians that were unfunny, that were making too edgy of content, that got a special that didn't deserve it. The market got overflooded. When you got a special as a comedian, that meant something. That mattered. It just stopped mattering. Because of Netflix, the rules of comedy and how that, that culture existed at that time changed. Before getting a special, you got that on TV, so it was like a rare event. It was on like Comedy Network, or it became a DVD that people would buy. Once Netflix came out and streaming became more of a prevalent service, that changed the dynamic of, just how the entertainment system worked in general. Like the whole entertainment network and business shifted when streaming became a much more prevalent program. So that's also what happened. It's not just Netflix, but it's at Netflix. At Netflix did it. But on the low, Netflix, I love you, please hire me. And I'm sure that the culture of that changing and the whole, entertainment culture changing, that also then affected, comedians going on tour and affecting on shows and, selling out huge arenas. I'm sure that had an effect, because like why watch, and go pay that ticket price when you can just watch that special at home? Reason 5, Amy Schumer. Moving on. I ask myself all the time, God, why did you make Amy Schumer? Was that supposed to be her journey? Was that supposed to be what she was supposed to do in life? You have a purpose for everyone. Everybody has a reason being here. but was that really supposed to be hers? Cause like, damn, why? You know, there might be somebody out there who likes Amy Schumer. And anybody who likes Amy Schumer, comment down below why. You know, let us simpletons understand. This is hard.
Do you need help?
No.
Okay.
Reason 6. You know, comment down below which one's cuter. Look A. Look B, the hockey douchebag. Look 4. You know, we're gonna stick with this one just because, you know, this one feels cute. This one feels kind of right.
Did you do 4 looks?
No, I did 3. Reason number 6 is pretty simple. Honestly, it's podcasts. As the culture changed, you know, so did the people in it. You know, comedians, you know, needed to make fucking money. And that's, you know, as comedy and stand-up sort of went on the decline, podcasts became a bigger thing. You know, they were always a thing, and just as comedians started to do them more and more, they became more entertaining and they grew in popularity and culture. Podcasts sort of took the stage. It gave, you know, a lot of people who were actually funny a really good outlet to, you know, speak their mind and speak their piece. And the interesting things about comedians were able to be, you know, put on stage and really shown up, you know, how the comedians think, the things that they find interesting, how they go about their business and shit. This is what happened. Okay, let me put it this way. Now, I don't think it's killing comedy per se, but it's giving comedians a solid outlet that actually gives them business and revenue. You know, like if your comedy career is so-so and it's harder to get, you know, content out there that's reliable, but you can have a steady stream of content that you can put out, you know, that people subscribe to, they watch to, they come and they listen to, you know, you're gonna start to focus on that business more. It makes more sense from a business point of view. You know, if something isn't as popular, you can still have the passion and do it, and you know, comedians still do stand up, but you know, they have this whole other thing that so many, you know, people now do in general, which is the podcast. Comedians just have very interesting ways of approaching thoughts and opinions. You know, it's literally their fucking career. I wanted to be a comedian, and like, I'm doing this. That's what this is. It's the same shit. You know, sitting down, looking at a camera, talking in a mic, and talking about shit. It's entertaining, is it not? Well, thanks everybody for watching. I appreciate the support. I appreciate the thoughts, the opinions that you leave below. You know, let's start a conversation. Let's chat. Leave a like, subscribe, comment. I don't care. At least if you got this far, you did something. You know, you did something. You came along the journey, and it was great, and I appreciate it. Bye. Again. But what do I know?